The U.S. relations with Mexico are strong and vital. The two countries share a 2,000-mile border, and bilateral relations between the two have a direct impact on the lives and livelihoods of millions of Americans. Whether the issue is trade and economic reform, education exchange, citizen security, drug control, migration, entrepreneurship and innovation, or energy cooperation. The scope of U.S.-Mexican relations is broad and goes beyond diplomatic and official. It encompasses extensive commercial, cultural, and educational ties, with some $1.7 billion of two-way trade and hundreds of thousands of legal border crossings each day. So you can say that there were no obstacles to cross-cultural communication between the two countries, but that is not true, because the first obstacle might be a country's leader. So what were the steps taken so far by both the current and the former presidents of the United States?
Obama's policy towards Mexico is similar to the one made by Trump in many aspects. Nevertheless, Obama intended to build strong relationship between the USA and Mexico and to foster even more cooperation, more trade, more jobs on both sides of the border. It may be because of his mild and democratic approach that the United States and Mexico have one of the largest economic relationships in the world. Their annual trade has now surpassed $500 billion, more than $1 billion every day. Mexico is the second largest market for U.S. exports. The U.S. and Mexico are truly partners.
American Free Trade Agreement signed by Mexico, Canada, and the United States has led to greater North American economic and financial integration. The extensive U.S.-Mexican border area, increasingly efficient supply chain management, and the millions of Mexican migrants now living in the United States have all contributed to Mexico's growing integration with the U.S. economy. But during the U.S. presidential campaign and through his first year in office, Trump repeatedly singled out Mexico for taking unfair advantage of the United States under the NAFTA and failing to adequately police its side of the U.S.-Mexico border to prevent drugs and criminals from entering the United States, and pledged that Mexico will pay for the construction of his proposed border wall. The Trump administration began renegotiating NAFTA in August 2017. The outcome is uncertain.
Another questionable decision of the U.S. current president is Donald Trump's current policy toward families crossing the U.S.-Mexico border. His approach is way too harsh. Trump administration's zero-tolerance policy meant separation of families for about 6 weeks as a matter of standard government practice. And now, thanks to Trump's executive order, it also means the indefinite detention of families seeking asylum. So Trump made separating families a matter of standard procedure. Obama considered that to be inhumane.
Donald Trump announced plans for the U.S. military to guard the border with Mexico until his long-promised border wall is built. Current proposals to substantially increase the success rate of intercepting and deporting undocumented immigrants are neither new nor cost-effective. While the number of undocumented migrants apprehended at the border or deported from within the United States increased during the Obama administration, the real problem is that Mexico is in the middle of a new wave of Central American migrants seeking entry into the United States. Neither of the presidents seem to have understood that.
Barack Obama sent 1,200 members of the National Guard to the frontier in 2010 to boost the military presence there. Obama's move came at the moment of political tension over border security, with prominent Republicans worried about drug cartel violence and demanding enhanced measures. Several hundred National Guard troops were already on the border to combat the cartels. The Democratic president hoped that a greater military commitment would help convince Republicans to start an immigration reform, a path to citizenship for many of the estimated 11 million undocumented immigrants in the U.S.
So, Obama in 2014 took a rather harsh approach to border crossers problem. Trump in 2018 takes an entirely punitive one. But Obama was reacting partly to circumstances. Trump is reacting solely to his own desires. Both presidents persecuted many border crossers, but Trump's zero-tolerance policy caused family separation. That is not the way you foster cross-cultural communication.
In conclusion, the people of the United States and Mexico have demonstrated that they can work together for the good of both countries. Moving forward, the question will be whether the United States and Mexico will be able to face their shared challenges: economic development, immigration, and drug violence, by finding cooperative solutions that meet both countries' needs.